Subscribe to our YouTube channel for in-depth interviews of India Inc. and press the bell icon so that you do not miss our updates.
Hello and welcome to Nirma Bang, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Hiral Dadia. We have with us Mr. Kamal Agarwal, Chairman and Managing Director at Chemcon Specialty Chemicals, joining in. Welcome to the show, Mr. Agarwal. My first question coming to you right now is, taking the line of business that the company is into, we are into oil fields, pharma, silanes, as well as contract manufacturing. How has the impact of COVID been so far on the company and the industries that you operate in?
Well, the COVID impact was to us, which we faced in the early last year. Post that, there's no negligible impact except the Q1 last year, what we faced. Well, we are facing the raw material availability. We are facing the heat of getting the imported raw materials, getting delayed. But then we are able to manage because of the inventories that we carry. That is the only thing. And as far as is concerned or the business is concerned, well, all pharma clients are working very well. So that is not a problem. That is growing rather in terms of volume. However, calcium bromide, particularly the bromide section for oil field chemicals, that is a bit problematic. That has not picked up to the mark. Except that everything is fine.
Right. So from, last year, I think it was the same time, March, April, when companies were impacted. And then from the third quarter onwards, we did see a positive transition that had started to happen. How would you describe this transition from last March to now?
Last March to now it is stable. It is having a growth because I tell you particularly the business that we are following it is import substitution. The products that we manufacture, the domestic production capacities are not up to the mark. The requirement is more and the domestic country's production is less. The requirements are growing. So wherever the position is, you see whatever volumes we are able to produce, we are able to substitute the imports. So for us or the products that we manufacture, the marketing is never a problem to us until we meet up the position that yes, the domestic requirement versus our productions come at par. So as the country requires, say for example, HMDS, the country requires 5,000 tons, we manufacture 3,000 tons, there is no other manufacturer. So there is a vacuum. So if the pharma companies go a bit slow, we are not impacted. So there is no heat of COVID to us. We have as the productions or the business is concerned.
Correct. And Mr. Agarwal, if you could just give us a brief about Chemcon as well from here on. How has the company transformed itself in the last 2 decades?
Energy, I think the net connections is going to be a problem today. Okay, let us try out with this.
Yeah. So if you could just help me understand, a brief history about how Chemcon has transformed itself in the last 2 decades.
Initially, the Chemcon was started by two friends where we were into the manufacture of capital equipments. And the capital equipment business is a tailor-made business for every customer. So it was a working every day, finding out a new customer and working out with that. We wanted to have a professionally managed business organization. So we floated the company Chemcon Specialty Chemicals. It was originally Chemcon Engineers Private Limited, converted to Chemcon Specialty Chemicals Private Limited. And before 2 decades, we started with a recovery of high value solvents like pyridine. That was the initial birth period of Chemcon with a reactor size of just about 200 liters, wherein we started this business. we are very clear, okay, we require the company to be professionally managed, and we wanted to have a different production systems. So we wanted to have our own products instead of recoveries and job works and all that. Taking that into consideration, we kept on developing and adding the products. We manufactured pyridine hydrobromide. We manufactured paranitrobenzyl bromide. We manufacture methyl iodide. This sort of products we added, and with the time they were phased out because of the limitations of margins or the volumes or the business needs. Ultimately, with one of the products, that is hexamethyl disilazine, we could concentrate. We mastered that product, and we could take our productions right from 4 tons a month. That was the initial startup. We started with about 50 tons a year was the first plant that we put up. And with the time, as we kept on changing the technology, the time we kept on upgrading the business, the sizing, the new modules, we have taken that productions right up to 300 tons per month in today's era. That is about 75-fold we have taken that production. We used to have there, when we entered the product of HMDS, there were about 7 other manufacturers. With the time, they all phased out due to the technical reasons or the economical reasons, or the business could not be sustained by them because of the higher volumes that we could grow with. Similarly, we added the other product, CMIC, chloromethyl isopropyl carbonate. We added this product before about a period of 5 years, 5.5 years. And this also, we started with a small plant. There were 2 other manufacturers, rather 3 other manufacturers were there, Atul Limited, Paushak Limited, and Anshul Chemicals. That is Excel Group company. They were also the manufacturers. When we started, we also started at par with them. The similar sized plants, we become at par nearly. But then we multiplied the plants. We designed it to a modular system, and multiplications become very easier for them, for us. We have taken the productions right up to 1800 tons per year against the competitors with productions, real-time productions of around 15%, 15 to 20% or so. Atul, out of that, phased out, moved out of the product. So now there are 3 manufacturers only for this product in the country. So this is how the journey moved. We also added bromides. That was a different field altogether. We added this particularly because the bromine in the country was at a justified price compared to other countries. Say China was reducing their productions to bromine because they had the limitations of the natural sources. The bromine of China was coming down from 160,000 tons to about 50,000, 60,000 tons. That was the time period, and our bromine, the country's bromine, was increasing. So both were on the reverse trend. So we took the advantage of that. We entered into the product of inorganic salts, and the fields were into oil-filled chemicals. So we got very good volumes. We could cater to a lot of industries overseas, and we become the largest, one of the largest manufacturer of the country for that product.
Right.
That is the journey that has moved from in about the last 2 decades. We started when 2 decades, we can say it was about 5 crore turnover, or the top line was about 5 crore before 2.5 decades, and today it has gone to more nearly inching to about 300 crores.
Right. So, Mr. Agarwal, with this, that's the journey that ChemCon has seen in the last 2 decades. From here on, what is the growth story expected to look like when you talk about recent expansions? Where do we see ourselves? What are the kind of new products that we're looking to add?
See, as I told you, HMDS CMIC, both the products are import substitutions.
Hmm.
Even today, the total country's production of CMIC is about 3,000 tons against the domestic requirement of about 5,000 tons. Even today, 2,000 tons is getting imported. We are expanding by way of our new plants, plant number 8 and 9, for which we had an IPO in the month of end of September. So that funds are getting involved. That funds are, we are putting up that money. The constructions are over. Installation of the plant and machineries are ongoing. That will be multi-product plants. We can take up the productions of 1,800 tons to 3,000 tons of CMIC also in that plant. HMDS, again, we have the scope for taking it further from the present capacities to further we can increase the productivity, safeguarding the productions and the volumes. Because the market is not a limitation. We are competing Chinese and we are very much competitive to them. Until now, in the entire history of Chemcon, we have remained competitive to them. So both the products can be expanded. However, we have other series of specialty chemicals in line, which are already been developed in-house, and they are under implementation. With the plant number 8 and 9, we will be able to put up that productions also. So these are the projected areas that we would be growing to, and we hope maintaining the customer relations, having an import substitution product policies, we will be able to keep growing.
Right. And overall, in terms of geographies as well, currently, what is the distribution between domestic and exports, and what is the strategy with regards to geographical expansion?
And as far as the bromides are concerned, the total productions are exports. And they are principally going to the Arabian countries, MENA region particularly. There are supplies to other countries like Azerbaijan and Serbia. However, the major quantities are moving to MENA region. As far as the pharma intermediates that are concerned, that is particularly the HMDS and the CMIC. HMDS, yes, we have started exporting. We have exports of around 10 to 15% in between. And even the current order books are good for the exports. So they are inching to around 20% of our total productions. However, CMIC, we are not exporting because the domestic requirement, or we are getting better realization in the domestic market. So as a business, it is justified to cater the domestic market prior to exporting the CMIC. So that is how we are balancing the things.
Okay. And from here on as well now, clearly if you go to see, we did see a good business coming in with regards to both pharma chemicals and oil well completion chemical business. And I'm talking about the third quarter. There was revenue growth, there was good volume growth that did come in. Now, clearly, if you go to see from here on, there was a shortage of bromine that you were facing, which is one of the key raw materials as well to manufacture bromide. And on the back of which the anticipation was lower production. How is the situation now with regards to bromine?
Bromine, 2 more plants have started productions, and even the existing plants have taken the expansions. So availability of bromine has got some ease. As well as we have imported alternate raw materials for recovery of bromine. So we are using that also. So that problems are been resolved to certain extent, and we have the free hand now available, nearly free hand available for the bromine. So that problems are been taken care of. However, the pickup of the business because of the crude oil prices and was expected very well after it was to cross around $50–55. However, COVID has impacted that slowdown, and it has not picked up to that extent. We have the orders in flow, we have the ongoing productions, we have the outgoing materials regularly of that started up. Not up to the mark, but yes, it has started pick up.
Okay. And with regards to the new chemical business for CBC, that is something that you've successfully commercialized. How much of it is contributes to the top line, and over the next 3 years, how much do you see coming in from the chemical business?
Chemical business, I see in about 3 years, we can see the top line to grow to at least double. And the bottom line too has to touch nothing less than 100 crores.
Okay.
That are in principal targets. We are moving in that. All the expansions, the business directions are into that line.
Okay. And with this, the government also announced a lot of PLI schemes. Now, anything that we as a company could benefit out of this?
We as company directly, we are not getting any advantage of that. However, my customers are getting the advantage of that. Say, for example, Arbindo is there. They are growing in respect to the penicillin G. So that sort of, that will give them an additional volume, and back to back, the volume of our products would be increasing. So we will be taking the advantage indirectly of that, not the direct ones.
Okay. And apart from this, what is going to be the strategy of ChemCon with regards to where strengthening the business is concerned from here on? Where do we see the company in the next 5 years?
It's a difficult question to be answered, of course. And within the four corners, tight corners, if I have to answer, well, it should be 1,000 crore top line company. I hope that should be enough.
Correct. And overall, any specific strategies or business areas which the company is going to focus on?
Yes, we will be maintaining ourselves into specialty chemicals. We do not intend to move to APIs. We intend to concentrate on molecules which are high value and import substitutions. We do not believe in next door neighbors competitors. So that is the principal strategy we are moving with. We have our own in-house product development center, and we re-engineer the products or the processes. That is the key strength of ChemCon. Process remains the same. However, engineering improves the working standards. It gives the safety. It gives the productivity, better yields, lower pollutions. So that is where our engineering team works upon, and we become competitive to the globe.
Absolutely. I think that sounds like an interesting plan from here on as well. Thank you, Mr. Agarwal, so much for joining us on the show. Pleasure to speak to you. Good luck and stay safe. And I hope you enjoyed the conversation as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Viral.
Thank you.